What is the worst financial advice you have ever received? This is an easy one. Did you know that right now, as of this very moment, the tax rates in the United States is historically very, very low? I know it's all relative, but historically, tax rates right now are very, very low. Did you know at one stage, taxes were so high that the marginal top tax rate in the United States was 94% in the 1940s and 1950s. 94%. Here's a fun fact. It was so high that former President Ronald Reagan decided to only make 1 or 2 films per year. Yes, Ronnie only made 1 or 2 films per year because if he made a third film, all of his income that he would have received as an actor would have been taxed at 94%. Did you know right now the debt of the United States is 35.3 trillion with a T dollars? Did you also know that this debt is increasing every 100 days by 1 trillion with a T dollars? Did you know the unfunded liabilities currently in the United States? This means things that still need to be paid for, like Social Security and Medicare, stands at $219 trillion. This is without the national debt of $35.3 trillion. Did you know that Social Security, by their own admission in a recent report put out by the Social Security Administration, admits that they could run out of funds in 9 or 10 years? It's coming straight from the horse's mouth. You know, the politicians that struggle to form a coherent sentence right now. So how do you think politicians in the United States, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are going to solve this massive problem? If you want to know how somebody's going to behave in the future, you have to look at how they behaved in the past. There's only 3 ways politicians are going to try and solve this massive problem. Number 1, raise taxes. Number 2, create more currency, print more money. And number 3, do both. Raise taxes and print more money. So what's the worst financial advice you have ever received? Don't pay taxes now, pay taxes later. Defer taxes to the future. You know, when you don't know what they're going to be and how high they're going to be. What's even better? Why don't you put some money into a vehicle right now that gives you a tax deduction? And then you get to pay taxes on it in the future. That sounds pretty good, right? Do you see why this could be the worst financial advice you have ever received? But this is exactly what people are doing when they're maxing out their 401k or their 403b or their IRAs. You're getting a tax deduction for doing so, and then you get to pay taxes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 years into the future. Wow. Here's a pro tip. You want to pay taxes on the seed, not the harvest. And you want to pay taxes when you know how much they are and you can control your taxes. You know, like today, 401ks were created for Wall Street and the government. See, you get a tax deduction when you max out your 401k. And then your 401k is invested in Wall Street. And while it's invested in Wall Street, every single year, you get charged 102% by Wall Street to manage your money. Did you know that those management fees from Wall Street compound every single year? And John Bogle from Vanguard did a study. Those fees compounded will eat up over 30 to 40 years, almost 66% of your money. It gets better. Once you take it out of the 401k, you're going to pay 50% or more in taxes. And that's a conservative estimate. Taxes could be way higher than that when you take it out. Can you see how financially unintelligent this is? This is easy the worst financial advice you have ever received. Would you ever invest in something if you know Wall Street is taking 66% of your gains, your profits, and whatever is left over, the government's going to take 50% or more? You would have to be insane to do that. So now you know a 401k is one of the worst things ever you can put your money in. You're welcome. For more business, investing, and finance ideas, you can subscribe to my weekly newsletter, The Wealth Dojo, by going to cashflowninja.com/subscribe.